Viking stuff with us and getting bruised all over, and it happened to be that at that time he was in swimming.
No, thank you, bud.
And he literally had a line that was drawn across both thighs, looked like a yardstick, and it was a sword shot that hit him in both legs. I was just waiting for the phone call. I have video proof, people, here. Let me just show you. Somebody else is beating him, not me.
Hey, for anybody who's looking for a cheap 4K HDR television, I bought a TCL S5 or 405, which is like one of the cheapest ones out there, and I've been using it for about a week now, and it is extremely good. And they go up to 65 inches. It's the best bang for your buck, probably in a television I've ever had. It was only $296, brand new.
What size is it?
I got a 50-inch, the 49-inch. I blew my mind how cheap it was, and I was a little leery about it, but I read the reviews. They said it was good, and then I got it home, and I'm just blown away that it has like HDR capabilities, and I have an Xbox One X, so it does HDR and all that good stuff. And it comes with Roku built into it, so you can like watch Netflix in 4K and movies in 4K and stuff. Best pound for pound television I think I've ever owned.
I got my PS4 Pro Saturday.
Did you? Gross.
Got it hooked up to my 4K.
Why did you get that?
Because there are a bunch of games that aren't on the Xbox.
God of War.
That's right.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I mean,
I got a PS4.
You can't play Sea of Thieves? Well, I guess you can because you got a PC.
Yep. I have an Xbox One S as well.
Did you pull the blind?
Yeah, I mean, well, I have a PS4 as well, but I was like trying to compare both of them, and the Xbox One X is like definitely superior, but it also is $500. But if Felicia hadn't bought it for me, I definitely wouldn't have bought one. I think I would have held out until like next gen or something. But so far, I absolutely love it, and I like to play PUBG a lot, so that's a pretty big benefit.
I've been having trouble finding games for my Commodore 64.
Actually, one that you might appreciate, Palmer, is, and it should be out next month, is the new BattleTech turn-based. You command like an entire lance, and it's turn-based.
Oh, I like that.
And you can do I think head-to-head. So like I think it's possible like you and I could play together and like do like I said, turn-based gaming. Maybe we could even do it cooperatively. I don't know.
Well, I mean, that's co-op right now is back in style. So that's like people just want to. I feel like it's because the gaming community is like so toxic nowadays. If you play with anybody, the only words that come out of their mouth are like faggot and like you're a piece of shit. I mean, it's terrible. And in fact, it's so bad that in the last they did the DiceCon, which is like a huge thing. The guys who make Battlefield. And Xbox, PS4, they all did it, and every single one of them talked about how toxic the gaming community is, and how like people are getting really fed up with. There's no really moderation in there. Nobody's there to like kick people out of games and stuff like that.
That's not good.
No, it's not. It really isn't.
I think it's a reflection of. I think it's just a reflection of social media, or maybe it just means social media is going to get worse. Because gaming's been kind of toxic. Whenever I feel like, especially like when you get younger gamers in there, they want to talk a lot more smack, and they don't have any self-control. But I mean, maybe it's not always them.
Well, you think about it too. It's like I think you're right though. I think when you're 14 years old and you go play in your basement and your mom is upstairs, she's not around to tell you like that's not something you should say. And that kid that is playing Xbox can't run and tell your mom that you've said something terrible. So, yeah, I mean,
said that to the little bastards. You would not say this if I was in the same room.
Yeah, definitely not to you.
I guarantee it.
Hey, Sean, is that a fat joke?
No, you fat bastard.
All right, I was about to ask if Donnie was on. I could see him, but he hadn't sounded off yet. All right.
I put a note in the chat.
Oh, I can't see it. So, all right. Well,
you're a loser.
Are we ready to go?
Yes.
See.
All right.
Around between 7 and 8, I got to step out to pick up Corbin from school sometime whenever he gives me a call.
All right, we'll kill your character then.
All right. More for the course.
Scott leads.
He will happily charge the field.
I don't know why. He just dove right in. He ran right into the burning building. We don't know why.
you weren't around to play him. He fell in the water and drowned.
That's right. He didn't make any athletics tests or anything. Oh shoot. Okay. So we should probably do a bit of a recap. Who feels like they know it well enough that they want to chime in?
Yeah, I guess it's been like 4 weeks, 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So we got sent on a mission to go find the barge that contains all the supplies, which will keep the city from turning to shit in a matter of a couple of weeks, because everybody's going to starve to death in a riot. We found out that the Bandit Kingdom was paying a couple of jackasses to rile up the crowd to try and take over the ship that we were trying to get on, or at least to start shit to get on it. Donnie absolutely splattered the bejesus out of one guy on the deck, and we dragged his ass onto the boat, and I ransacked him and dumped him into the river. We then talked to the captain, who volunteered to go with us because it's her cousin who was running the boat, both of which came from the same direction, supposed to meet here at the city. We know that the next major city over, they made their port there and then left. And then we went down the river and came to basically a crossroads in the river, where there was river on both sides. We sent Flash's bird to look in both directions, finding the boat next to what appears to be a bandit fort, where it's in a little harbor. And then it came back. Scotty, immediately upon anchoring the boat, nailed the captain. And
he dropped anchor into the captain.
Put into port, did he?
Yep.
Others, did merriment and played games and talked to the crew. I, being super paranoid, remained on deck to keep watch, and Flash remained on deck to freeze his ass off without having the brains to take cover, while waiting for his bird.
Yep.
Who came back to give us the report, and that's where we left off.
Nice work. Have a point of inspiration. Have a card draw. All right.
I haven't had this one before. What is this?
Okay, so you
paladin.
Yeah, that's so fitting for you.
No. This is the wrong card.
So, Rin, you've gotten this download of information from the bird. How do you want to share it?
So whoever's, let's see, we were down in the hold in like a kind of a central area, if I recall correctly.
You weren't.
The galley. No, yeah, I remember.
You were up on the deck.
Well, once Willem got there, I remember we talked about it briefly that I had gone downstairs to talk with everybody, and I found out that the captain was busy with our archer friend.
Cormac?
Yeah. And I think I'd gone into like there was a kind of a, maybe it was the mess hall. Anyways, I
don't even know do they have mess halls on a cog?
No, I mean, if you had, okay, so let me ask a quick question, out of game or out of character. Has anybody or everybody gone to the World Anvil site, where I have been starting to add a lot more detail about the world you live in and timeline and all that?
Can you?
404.
Sorry, Scotty, what did you say?
I tried to go there today, but I kept getting a 404.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So
they took the site down.
It's over here. Hang on, I'm gonna just post a link.
What's the name of it?
So it's worldanvil.com, and I'm taking you directly to the the article for the Argus, which is the boat you're on. It just to give you some pictures of, what the size of it. I mean, it's decent sized, but as you can see, it's got an open hold below. There's an open deck, and there's kind of just a raised aft castle, and that's pretty much it. You could actually be down under the aft castle where the rudder is, and maybe even have a couple of guys there with bows firing, with cover overhead from the aft castle. So it just gives you an idea of the size. There's just below decks is all one open space. Guys might string up a hammock or just find a place to throw it down and sleep. That's pretty much it. There's one segregated area in the aft of the boat, and that's where the captain stays. And evidently Cormac now as well.
Yes.
He's doing his duty and keeping the bed warm for her.
All right.
I feel like she's really going to be cold after she's done. Like, just get out of my... You know what I'm saying? Like, thank you for servicing me,
Get out.
Is she the only female in the crew?
She is.
Okay, nice. So hopefully, I feel like I've been trying to, like, throughout our journey, been trying to build rapport with her. So, because if shit hits the fan, I would hope that the Argus sailors would join us, and not necessarily just defending the ship.
Okay. So some quick things. So your intention is to go below deck, Rin?
Yeah.
Okay.
If Sean's still up here, I'll motion him to come down too, so we can all talk.
Okay. So it's got just like an open kind of hatch that in a ladder going down into the hold, and you open it up. You can see light down in there, and there's some chatter. As you do, Iona, you feel like an odd stray breeze that just kind of flutters across your face with a scent that you haven't quite identified before. It's kind of acrid, like a burnt stench. For just a
that wyvern.
moment.
Gwillem wasn't full of shit. It's that wyvern.
You remember?
I thought he was bullshitting us.
So yeah, I mean, you kind of catch that for a moment, Iona. Just
So
like you're not even sure.
Passive perception doesn't pick up whatever the hell it is.
No, you did. You sensed just like a movement of air and then a scent. It just swiftly passes.
Okay, swiftly passes to where? Do I get the feeling something came out of the hold or something went over my head?
You got the feeling something went down into the hold.
Whoa.
Okay, so I follow it.
Okay. All right. You head down in there. When you get down in there with Rin right on your heels, you see the crew. I mean, there's what did I say? There's like 7 of them, I think, clustered around Edda, who, I'm guessing at this point you're still up late drinking rum with the men and telling them stories and singing songs, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And I can't remember where were you, Jal? Something tells me you went up on deck to stand watch.
I was up on deck. Yep.
Okay. All right. So you're still up there.
I would have gotten his attention too.
Okay.
Yeah, any of our group that's up on the deck, I would have,
Ushered him down in.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we can all
right.
talk.
Okay.
Look at the guys before I go down there. The crewmen. You guys okay?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I think actually, so there'd be 5 below, and I think 2 above deck, right? Because I think they did set a real basic watch. There's one up front in the what is it? Well, there's not really a stern or the bowsprit or whatever, kind of up there, and then another one up on the aft castle, with like a crossbow or a bow out. Yeah, they both grunt the affirmative.
Okay, then I can go downstairs.
Okay, yeah, the group of you are down there. What are you doing, Iona?
I grab Rin and I say something came in here.
Shut the hatch.
Keep it in there?
I don't see anything. I say.
I'm like, I say I smelled it.
You dealt it.
Yeah.
Fox smells his own hole first.
Tony,
roll
I use my
investigation?
divine sense.
Okay. So yeah, you hear these two. You're standing right behind them. You come down the ladder right behind Rin and Iona. I mean, and they're Iona's whispering. There's something here. So you reach out with your senses.
Yes, divine sense.
Okay. You make a short prayer and beseech aid in detecting just any odd or evil creatures.
Evil.
I am evil.
Yeah, in fact.
It's Iona.
Kill it!
It's
I am not evil.
Jal looks
knows
around.
the evil.
His gaze settles on you, Iona. No. You what is it? It's 60 feet, right? Can you pop the divine sense?
Yeah, 60 feet.
Okay. Yes. Yeah, if you've got it handy, you can pop it out there. I'd just like to take a quick read on it again.
How do I put that up?
There should be a word balloon next to the ability.
Oh, okay. I see it. There we go.
Aha, okay. All
Just
right.
learned something. How about
been,
that?
It's been 3 weeks. It definitely get the odor. Is it coming from Iona's pants?
Why is it my pants?
It'd be definitely Cormac's
one
pants,
that
if
smelled
anything.
it.
Cormac's pants, if it's anybody's.
Okay.
Lack thereof pants.
Jal, you know that there is a fiend aboard.
God, are you shitting me?
It's down here, below deck.
Apparently somebody closes the hatch.
Right, and you think it's further up toward the bow.
There's a fiend in here. Draw steel and move forward to face it.
Are we certain it's still not Cormac?
He's in the other way.
Oh, okay.
He's in the stern. This one's in the bow.
I draw a dagger.
I disappear.
Disappear. How so?
I roll stealth.
Oh, okay. So you're
Right
gonna
on the box.
dive behind some boxes. Scotty, you're indisposed at the moment. In fact, at this point, Etta, you're still engrossed in your song, and it's kind of a fast-paced ditty that everybody's kind of like pounding their foot to the beat, which you are matching to the rhythm coming out of the other room.
Nice.
And rhythm.
I saw the change in ritual.
So you're out of this, unfortunately.
It's fine by me.
Yeah, so is Oliver. Okay.
No, he's here. He's the embodiment of Gwillem.
Oh, I see. So
Don't kill him.
you advance towards the bow with what kind of Rin? You're just stationary.
Where's the
Iona just like disappeared.
where's the barbarian?
I don't know. Where did you go? I think you said you were up on deck.
He was drinking with the crew.
No,
I was drinking with the crew.
No, I was horking my brains out over the side of the ship.
Oh, that's right. You were projectile vomiting.
Yeah, you're still up there. If you
He's
move
fishing.
too much from the rail, you're puking on the deck. So you're just clutching the rail for dear life.
Okay.
Dear Lord, where's the land?
I swear I will never set foot on a boat again. You advance toward the bow, and sure enough, it must be small, Jal, because you kind of. It's not so much a visual sense; it's just kind of this directional, like it's like a pressure, like that you can kind of. It's like well, not even a pressure. It's like a pull, like when you focus on it, and it's focused up, like kind of where the bow kind of guides back up, to the deck.
Okay.
It's like up
So
in there.
Follows the keel up.
Follows the keel right up.
Okay. Can I see it?
No, you can't. But as you advance, you're probably 15 feet away. You hear a really eerie woman's voice, and she says,
The fucking hag, dude.
She says, "Why are you here?"
Could everybody else hear this, or is it pretty quiet when she says it?
You're kind of back toward the stern. That's probably 50 to 60 feet away, and you're playing.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to hear it.
You don't hear anything. In fact, Jal can hear it. And of course, Iona, you can focus your senses. Rin, you can barely hear something up there, but Jal, you can definitely hear it. It says, "Why are you here?" And you think you hear another noise. Like at first, you think it's like some sort of a like a burbling, gurgling sort of noise, and a moment later, you realize it's giggling.
Ooh.
Not a
Quite
screech.
like that.
It's more of a giggle, but good try.
Close.
Why are we here? Why are you here?
Well, you've entered my domain, foolish mortal.
The hold of this ship?
The ship is no domain. These lands, these waters, they are all mine and my lord's.
And who is your lord?
Why, the only lord. The old, the wicked. You know who he is.
My
I'm looking around. I'm trying to.
My grandpa, he was a dirty old man, but I don't think he lived here.
I don't think he's alive.
I'm trying to spot this thing, Tony. I know where it is, but I'm trying to see it.
Are you trying to advance?
Yes.
Or are you still advancing, even as you're talking?
Yes.
Okay. You get an opportunity attack as something flies past you, but it's invisible. It's going to be at disadvantage.
Alrighty. Well, let's see.
If you want to take a swipe at it.
Oh, I definitely do. I want this sucker. It's on the wing.
Give me a moment. You think you must have gotten very close because you hear a woman screech in like anger and terror all at the same time, and like like some rope that was twined up that was off to the side, but kind of hanging off of like a hook near one of the beams supporting the deck. It just it looks like something kind of like hit it, like maybe it was trying to get out of the way, and it kind of starts swaying back and forth, and then it's past you. And
I never could see it.
Nope. And as you look back from your spot, probably only 10 feet from the bow, you're looking back now toward Rin, and then beyond Rin, you can see, Edda and 5 crewmen all kind of clustered around playing. Although, Edda, make a perception test.
I can deal with this thing. I just got to see it.
You there, Joe?
Yeah, sorry, what did you say?
Make a perception test.
Nice. Okay. Bam.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I see it. I see it.
You don't see it, but you make note of Jal, sword out, slashing ferociously, and has the look of someone who's, maybe harried by, a bird or some other avian creature. He slashes at something, and then you see him kind of glaring around, trying to spot it again.
I say,
Jal, it's rapidly retreating, into the midship area.
I say, I laugh and I say, Joel, those are some really fun dance moves you have there, and I play louder as he continually slashes around.
All right.
Hopefully, the whole crew now is looking over at Joel as he's like moving around.
Yeah, well, now he's striding purposefully back in your direction, with this kind of look of menace in his face.
I didn't think I played that bad, Joel. Jeez.
Okay, Rin, something comes right past you. You get an opportunity attack at disadvantage.
Sure. I'm really good with a dagger, by the way.
Do you have...
Watch him hurt himself.
Right.
The first time Rin's ever been wounded. He stabbed himself with a dagger.
Right. Let's see here. I don't even have a dagger up on my sheet yet. I'm just going to roll my, let's see, my dex. And add 2, I guess. So, 14.
You just missed also.
Yeah.
Well, you got to roll again.
Oh, yeah. Even better.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you miss. You take a swipe at whatever it is, end up slicing into your own shirt sleeve. Thankfully, you miss yourself. And whatever it is goes past.
Stick with spells.
Yeah.
You hear...
Well, I think a firebolt inside the ship's probably a bad idea. So
that's such a great idea aboard ship.
Yeah.
All right, Iona, you also you hear as Rin kind of he kind of rocks back on his heels and takes a swipe at the stack. You hear just the near imperceptible flap of a wing, like a creak of sinew, and just like a movement of air on Rin's left side, carrying it kind of across your path to some degree. As it's kind of streaking up overhead, you're down in the shadows, kind of underneath.
Are you around me? What's around me? We're in a boat full of crap, right?
Very good question. You're behind some boxes. So the kind of the main length of the keel is open, and then there are like some small platforms built up on either. Well, and I shouldn't say that it's a flat bottom. Cogs are flat bottom, but there are boxes piled up on either side. Cargo crates of some kind, and there's a little space kind of in behind. That's what you did. You dived into that little space, like where the what do you call it? The ribs of the ship kind of come out at an angle. So you're back in there. What you notice, though, and was glad you asked, is that just over your head is a porthole with a thick piece of stained glass set in like a lead frame in the wall of the ship.
Right. What's in the boxes? What are they carrying?
The first one, if you peel back the tarp over the top, it looks like bundles in some sort of oilcloth, like long bundles.
All right.
Each one wrapped in an individual oilcloth.
All right. So nothing that's going to be of use to me at this point.
Yeah, that's about as much detail as you're going to get. So
right.
What do you do?
I remain hidden and let it go past. And I concentrate on the sound.
Okay. Dagger of death.
Your own.
Yeah.
Right. Your own death. Okay. Well, what ends up happening is the stained glass shatters as something hurtles through it.
Out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you hear the glass shatter outward. And as whatever it is exits, you hear kind of echoing over the water as something quickly, it kind of goes off. You hear this just wild maniacal cackling.
Okay. As it's flying away, can I get a bead on it? Out the portal? I mean, is it flying away out the portal? I know now about where it's at. And if it's cackling, it's giving me an idea to its location.
Yeah, you let it go. By the time that it got out the window, it's really anyone's guess. Like if it veered off at an angle or stupidly carried on straight. And like I said, its voice, its cackling voice, kind of echoes across the water.
Which direction does it head?
Back out of the cove, you think, that you're currently in. Etta, you can't help but hear, the breaking of glass and this like cackle that just kind of makes the hair rise on the back of your neck. And at this point, the sulfurous smell of brimstone is pretty thick around that entryway where it kind of punched through.
Okay, well, you hear like a boing as
yeah, right.
I drop the loot and
the crew all like they get to their feet and draw daggers and they're all looking around wildly.
I go back up on deck.
Is there like an old wizard around as this little like sprightly thing flies around? Because I'm getting the image of Conan when like they get attacked by the spirits. Okay, so yeah, so go through. Sorry, Felicia came home, so I missed some of it. So run me through. You said that the entryway is that to the holding area that he just punched through.
Deck. It went out a porthole.
Yeah, I'll let the group tell you. What they think happened.
Okay.
It got away.
It busted out a porthole and went outside of the deck.
Yeah. You verify, Jal, when the breaking happens, because it all happens within, before the end of your next turn, that it quickly it leaves the boat and exits the range of your ability.
Okay.
I want to look around the crew and kind of like get an insight on what they. I know that crews, especially especially the ones of this like large of a ship, tend to get spooked easily, and everything's like an ill omen. Do they look more spooked than they should? And also, has the captain come on deck yet?
Well, you're all down in the hold.
Okay.
No, this all was just in an instant. But the crewman closest to the door back to the captain's chamber goes over and with the pommel of his dagger, he starts loudly banging on the door.
Okay.
Captain! Captain! You know, we've got trouble!
Hey,
What's that?
he's busy.
Right.
Fiendish cock block.
I'm just going to make sure that I'm going to act as relaxed as possible, just to kind of make sure that the crew doesn't just freak out right now. But I'm going to go up on the deck.
Not me. I bolt out of the dark and dart up the ladder.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So you head up there. Rajic, you are up on deck between bouts of vomiting, and you've now kind of, as a bit of a game, you've kind of put all of your puke into like one area that's kind of lapping its way against the side of the cog, and so now when you throw up, it's like you kind of aim at that one spot, gives you something to focus on, and you actually saw, because you were on that side of the boat, there's just like some dim light from below deck and a porthole, maybe only that big around, and you could actually see the reflection of, red and blue and yellow reflections of stained glass exploding outward in shards, as something kind of barreled through it. And then you could also hear that same female, you think, maniacal laughter.
Maniacal laugh.
And it seemed like it kind of went out, kind of low to the water, out of the cove.
I throw up again.
All right.
Go with what you're good at.
Evidently.
So, you're in there, Scotty, and or Cormac, and she curses and throws a cloak over herself and strides over to the door and throws it open, like a look of death in her eye. And she says, "Why the hell do you disturb me? What's going on?" And he quickly relates, what he believes happened. He says, there's a demon aboard ship. I think the paladin must have exorcised it.
If they can hear me anywhere, I just chime in. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. It's gone.
She tells the men to their stations, and she strides out, kind of checks the ship with her crew, and then goes up to you, Jal, and she says, "Oh, actually, as soon as she does that, then she tells everybody to stay put. She goes back to the cabin and puts some clothes on. Then she comes back out, Jal. She goes out to you, Jal, and she says, "What happened?"
Some kind of small fiend came aboard, and I challenged it, and it fled, and it broke through the porthole there and left the ship."
What do you mean, fiend? What is it you speak of?
Some evil creature. I couldn't see it, but I tried to hit it, missed, and it got away. It's a cinch. It's operating with whatever force is in this area, and they know we're here now.
She actually tells, there's still a guy below deck winding rope, and she says, go up above deck and pull anchor, hold her steady for me. And she waits until all of the crew are up on deck, and then you've staggered out by now, Cormac. She just, as if you were one of her own crew members, she says, "Go secure that. Secure that porthole."
I secure the porthole.
Stick something in that hole, would you?
I need you to fill the hole.
Now
you're good at that.
You're up on deck, Iona?
Yeah.
So you and Rajic are up there. Okay. Okay, so Rin, Jal, Cormac, and Etta still below deck. She sighs at that moment. She says, "Well, the ship seems secure at the moment, but if this thing was truly invisible, and you think it could fly?"
Yes.
It definitely flew.
So would you detect it if it came back?
Maybe. It was stealthy.
Absolutely.
It was like an invisible undead sparrow.
That's a good description.
She grimaces at that.
You could smell the rot and hear the tendons of its wings.
And it was female.
I start to burn some sage and like walk around the like, and I do this like really weird dance while I'm doing it as well to like ward off the ghost.
Oh, she totally Zarkiba totally sees what you're doing, and she immediately does a little symbol to kind of bless herself and makes the symbol against evil. And she says, she goes, I don't like plying an unknown river at night. She goes, but the crew is spooked. She goes, I don't think we should stay here.
Nobody believes you. All eyes turn to Cormac.
I'm guarding this porthole.
Wait, so is she trying to suggest that we press on, or if we turn back?
She actually seems a bit uncertain at this point. I don't know. Does anybody offer anything?
Yeah, I go up to her and I say, I don't think we should turn back. I believe we've already been in this domain for a while, and I think if we press on, we may leave the domain. But I think it is paramount that we find this this shipment, because Redspan will fail if we do not. And I believe that we can ward off these evil spirits. I have performed the ritual to bless the boat, and I continually, move the sage around.
All right, make a persuasion test.
Rin rolls his eyes.
Yeah.
Are we aware of Gwillem's findings yet? Or has Flash not had a chance?
I was just getting ready to jump in, yeah.
She seems to kind of calm a bit at that, and you see the wheels clicking in her head, and she goes, I can sell that. Clearly you can tell that she the way she rules the boat is through, to some degree, deception and, misdirection. So she's like, yeah, I think I can sell that.
That's very impressive sage.
Tastes better in sausage.
Yeah. So do you
hold on.
So do you pass along what you've learned?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have some more information that might help persuade what our next move is. So yeah, I pass on what Gwillem found.
Okay.
So the question is, did the Lich Sparrow fly off in the direction of the ship, or did it fly off in the other direction?
So you're up on deck, kind of separated from the group at the moment, and but you talk briefly with Rajic between throwing up, and he seems to confirm what you believe when you kind of popped up and looked out the porthole, which was that it sounded like it was maybe heading just directly out of the cove along the water, which would go back out to the main channel of the river, which could then go in either direction.
He went that way.
So unfortunately, not conclusive to what you're looking for.
Okay. Well, my point to it is so I guess we pulled in this and then anchored ourselves. We would anchor ourselves with the flow of the water.
You anchored yourself in a cove, which doesn't have much water flow at all.
So we anchored ourselves.
No, not much current, I should say.
So, but we would anchor ourselves with the flow of the water. So the water would flow around the ship and go down with the least amount of pull. We wouldn't anchor ourselves across the current.
Well, I think naturally, once you anchored, the boat is going to move to create the least amount of resistance on the.
Right.
But I don't follow what you're trying to ask.
So the river goes east or west.
Let me look, but I think that's mostly true.
But we're no longer in the river. We're in a cove.
You are in a cove.
There's no current per se in the cove.
The current will have very little current.
Right. But it still has a current. It is flowing water, and there will always be a movement to the water.
Which way is my vomit going?
Hey, your vomit's just kind of lapping right up against the side of the cog.
So, but my question is which way is the boat facing, and which side of the boat did it go out of? Hence, which direction did it go? Because what we have without seeing a visual, we don't understand that.
Yeah, sure. Hang on a second. So let me bring you back to the map of Tenh.
So there you go, Sean. You just get a map.
I'm all about a visual.
Yeah, you guys, if you'll recall, I found a cove.
Can't see anything.
We have no tokens on the map.
There's nothing on the map. Black. Oh, hey, there's a token.
Give it a second.
I did find something.
Technically, you guys, so that there's, you could say that the Artansame River kind of goes, let's see, it would be from the southeast heading northwest. Okay. There is, a smaller river that was going, I guess you'd say, south, west, southwest, meeting the Artansame, and another one kind of going up to the northeast. You parked in a cove, not on the Artansame itself, but you kind of pulled into the north side, okay? And Gwillem winged out a bit, came back, found nothing, and then that's when Rin sent him further west. And Rin
down this one.
He did, and he went maybe 25 miles and then came back. Now, where you are, you're in a cove along the north. It would be in the north bank of that little tributary going off of the Artansame, maybe only a few miles from the Artansame itself.
Oh, so we're actually up the other river.
You're up the other river. That's okay. That's where you guys ended last night.
So we're like in here.
No, you're exactly where it shows you right now.
Okay.
But technically, we're just a little ways up this river, so we're down here at the bottom of the token. Near this line.
Yeah.
Where it says F29.5, we're near that line. So in that way, then no, my question wouldn't hold because I thought we were still in the Artansame.
No.
So it wouldn't matter because we'd be bent in the wrong direction, and then hence he'd fly out in a different, But as far as I knew, we were still in the Artansame, so the option would be one river or the other direction because we'd be pointed, with the current.
Yeah, looking to the south, and this is maybe I'll say flavor. Looking to the southeast, you can see the Fostwood, and when I say you can see it, even at midnight, it glows with this kind of eerie blue and green sort of phosphorescent sort of light.
Creepy.
Nuclear wasteland kind of forest.
Mirkwood.
Right.
Okay, well that's what I was trying to figure out because in my mind we were in, pointed in one direction and you had an option of, left or right, but that is obviously not the case.
So. Right in this case, from where you are, right would be back toward the Artansame. Left would be further up to the north east, heading way off, back up into Tenh territory.
Okay, no, that's fine. I understand now.
Okay. But we need to go this direction?
Yep.
Yes.
So, I mean, we could easily move the ship back out into the Artansame and dock out, and anchor out there without any trouble. She knows that river. You could move the boat a couple of miles and feel safer.
Yeah, I mean, you could dock in the channel of the Artansme if you want. Well, you might not be able to dock. You're not dock. You might not be able to anchor there. I mean, depending on how deep it is, but she could probably find a place.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be as protected as a cove, but yeah. You can probably. She says with the wind, you wouldn't make it very far at night. She goes, but I could take us out to the Artansme if that's what we want to do for the night.
If she's uncomfortable, I don't think we'll have any trouble if we stay here. But the
man.
Well, it looks like you'd be giving those to somebody else.
Yep.
Looks like 2 shots that save your bacon.
Yep. Damn.
He rolls his attack. He fumbles.
Yeah. Guess what? Failed his save.
That's perfectly legit. Okay, so you don't move very far for the night, but you guys head out and just set anchor. I'd say within maybe a few hundred feet of the Tenh side of the bank, and they set anchor. She sets a double guard. There's always 4 people above, up on top deck.
We make sure one of us are also.
Okay. Well, I mean, that probably takes an hour. There's probably 5 hours left to the night. Who wants to do that?
I'll do it. I've already slept some.
Okay.
Throwing up.
Well, since you're up.
Make another Constitution check, Donnie, for Ragic. Okay. You finally stop throwing up and you man, you're just so tired. You think you've gotten rid of everything that you possibly could.
All right. Go to sleep.
Now the dry heaving comes.
Go have some of those greasy pork chops.
All right.
So I'll draw a map the best I can from what Quillum has given us.
Yeah.
And hand it to the captain.
Well, I tell you what, Flash.
Does it look like this?
Hang on a second. And let me do this. Get rid of that. Go ahead and draw.
Technology.
You handed him a. It's so dark we can't see the map.
There. Go ahead and draw it like you think Gwillem described it.
Okay.
Well, that's not nice.
There's the river. There's a camp over here. And there's a cove right here. Also, here's the,
So you draw this out with Rin looking over, or not Rin, with Willem looking over your shoulder.
Yeah, sure.
He says, "Master, you are literally the worst artist I have ever seen." You hear you see the owl like perched on his shoulder. It kind of ruffles its feathers and it actually pecks on his head once.
Very rough waters. Hold on, I gotta write something.
The happy face.
Isn't there technically, like
where's the text?
like a wall like that somewhere?
Yeah, the text is like where the paintbrush is. You just look under there, and then you'll see the text.
Oh, damn it!
So, what is it exactly you're drawing?
Not to scale.
The bird's like, isn't that the truth? He goes, so why have you drawn a picture of a very happy man in a tricorn hat, my lord?
I didn't draw that part.
I don't sound like that.
All right, so I actually need to I have to reread the whole damn entry because I don't remember now. Basically,
I'm
it
gonna
sounded
make you.
to me. Basically, it sounded to me like there was a quarter mile basically between the camp and the actual where the boat was, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we got a good distance between the two. If I recall, you said there was a dock, and that was at the actual
Compound.
compound. Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
So me.
Did you? Did you? When are you having? When are you drawing this out and having this discussion around it? What time? You wait until morning. Everybody wakes up.
Probably easier to do in the sunlight.
Yeah, sure. That's
Yep.
fine.
Okay.
I'll
All right.
catch a little sleep myself.
Who do you include in the conversation? Do you include anybody from the crew, like the captain?
Yeah, just the captain.
Okay. All right. Okay. So you guys are all hunkered down around this this piece of parchment that you're drawing on with an owl who keeps pecking you in the head every time you get it wrong.
Stop. Change colors here. Blue. Ah, nope. All right, so. Ah, come on. Damn it. Freehand. There we go. Anyways, so
It kind of seems like Rin is having some kind of conversation with the owl. You know, he keeps
right.
like, "No, it was that's too far away. It was only a quarter of a mile, not a half a mile. That looks more like a half a mile." And he goes, and then over here, this is where. Hold on a second. Draw myself. He says, "Over here, this is where the wyvern attacked or started following me, and this is where those little blackberry bushes were."
Yeah, that stuff's really important, I say.
Makings of a pie.
All right, so where was the ship?
By the way, he draws that by flying over the map and leaving and dropping on it.
You fucking bird.
He says that the cove is he pecks at this area.
All right, so there's kind of a hidden cove here, basically.
Very hard to find.
Yeah. Was there a way for us to? Was it big enough? Would he say it's big enough for two of those ships? Like, so the ship that was there and our ship to pull into that cove?
Oh yeah, definitely. He says.
Could you see from the cove entrance? Could you see the like the dock, or the other, what do you call it, a fort? I mean, what is it exactly?
It'd be a fort.
Yeah, like a fort or a camp. I mean, it was definitely fortified.
If it's got a wall, it'd be a motte.
Could you see the fort, whatever, from the cove?
No, tree cover was too heavy. He says that where the kind of to I wouldn't say scale per se, but like if you imagine that the ship is where the little green X is that he created inside the cove. He said that there was like a ramp that they had where he goes, I didn't get that close, but it looked like there might have been some sort of hidden trail through the trees. Maybe it leads to the camp.
Makes sense. Okay. It'd be nice to take out the guards that are on this boat first.
What we need first is to have Gwillem search these areas along the river to see if they have a lookout.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Because if we can get the boat down in here, then we can sneak in on foot up to here.
Yeah.
For this part. But we need to make sure that we don't have anybody spotting a ship coming down the river. And if so, how far and how close can we get?
Yeah.
That would be what I would put Gwillem to today.
The captain says, so are you thinking of assaulting either of these locations in the day or the night?
Depends on what I find out first.
I'm thinking night.
Well, she says, look, my crew, she kind of hems and haws a bit. She goes, they're not
law-abiding citizens.
Well, she says, I was going to say they're not unaccustomed to quietly moving between vessels during dark hours.
I kind of give the thieves' cant for I understand.
Oh, she shuts up. So yeah, she says, depending on how many people, real guards are aboard the ship, she says, like, she points back to the back of the aft castle where there's a rowboat that's probably 10 feet long and fairly wide. She goes, the group of you could take the boat beyond the cove and assault the camp, and we could row our cog into the cove, get up alongside their ship, and attack what guards are there, assuming that they're not heavily guarded.
Or if we're lucky, we could just take out one camp first quietly, and then get the other one.
Yeah.
She says, she says that we'll follow along. She says, my first goal is to secure the freedom of my cousin if he's alive, and he wouldn't leave the ship unless he was forced to.
And their lives are high on the list of my priorities.
Right. So, makes sense to go assault the ship first.
But first, we must gather information.
Okay, well, you know that it's probably... Well, hang on a second. Leave you guys on there while I go take a look here again.
I mean, how fast can a ship cover a quarter mile? One of these ships.
Gwillem believes it's about 30 miles from, or just just shy of 30 miles from
but how fast
where you are.
Does this ship move on the water?
Down this lesser tributary, they have to augment with sail or they're probably only going to be able to move maybe most of the way there during the day.
Right, but my question is, how fast does a ship move? I mean, my point is, how far away do they need to be to, in my estimate, to notify them that someone's coming? How far, that would tell me about how far out I would start looking for sentries.
Well, if the ship is in a cove and it's heavily covered by trees, then literally they could be on the just on the other side of the cove, and as long as they're quiet, nobody would see them there, at least from the boat or from the other cog. It's really a question of, like, this fort, how far out into the river it is and how much visibility it has, right? That's your question?
My question is, if this boat comes down the river at 10 miles an hour and a horse travels at 12 miles an hour, if I'm passing a message by horse, I need to be at least 12 miles downriver to get here first.
Well,
is this 8th grade math class?
I know.
My point is, I need to know
algebra.
We need to know how fast the boat moves, because they would know how fast the boat moves to know we need to start looking for sentries at 10 miles or 20 miles from the camp. A walkie-talkie isn't an option, so they've got to get a message from A to B in a relative hurry. So the question is, how fast can they get a message back? And that'll tell you about how far out you need to start looking for a sentry. Because they're not going to use something that's so visual, that they know you're coming.
Oh, okay, all right. So
they're not going to set a fucking bonfire and say, "Hey, we know you're here."
yeah. No. Okay, I think I finally understand your question. So that tributary flows into the Artansame at a kind of a lazy rate. They have to use sail and oar to work their way up the river, and they're only making it at maybe 5 miles an hour.
Right. So you're looking for a sentry at probably about that range, so that you have time to get your boat in the water, get yourself ready. So about 5 to 10 miles is where we need to start looking for sentries. So that gives Gwillem a space to concentrate on both sides of the river for 5 miles to see if there's a sentry in those spaces. So he doesn't have to spend the whole time gliding slowly down the river looking. He can go spend an hour on both those spaces and come back and tell us if he sees anything.
From the standpoint of the big map, it's going to be about a half a hex away.
Right.
Okay.
But instead of trying to guess 30 miles of river, we have a better idea that they're probably going to be in this space. Because they've gone to the point of building a fort, they're sure as hell going to pay attention to whether or not somebody's coming.
Yeah. Gwillem says, that it was kind of more like it kind of jutted out into the water a bit, and then it had the dock off the end of it. He goes, but, from here to here, it was probably, maybe 1/8 of a mile. Lots of room to maneuver.
Well, so the captain, she knows this river, doesn't she?
She says, I know of it. She goes, but we haven't plied it at all. She goes, in fact, when we cross the mouth of it, she goes, we know that smaller craft of Joe Ray's, flying Joe Ray's colors would be common. And she goes, they're the worst kind of bandits. So
yeah,
we don't.
It all runs right along the Bandit Kingdom. Unless they got some business with them, they're not going to come down here.
Right. So no, doesn't know that area very well. This will be her first trip down that tributary. But she goes, if the ship that you described, it's too close to not be the ship that we're looking for. It's clearly my cousin's craft. She goes, I will absolutely go there. She goes, we're wasting time. Should we go?
Yeah, I think we need to go down to the point where, but we need to send Gwillem out ahead of us to scout.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So, hang on a second. Oh, that happened again. All right. All right. So she takes it down this winding tributary for a good solid 12 miles. It's probably, 10 in the morning. By the time she gets to here, it's about noon. She gets to here, and it's like 2:30 in the afternoon. Gwillem comes winging back, and he says that, he sees the ship ahead. It's still in the cove, and he sees more men out in the camp, probably at least a half a dozen.
And the scouts along the river?
You relay that, and Gwillem says to you, Rin, that he saw a man with a crossbow standing on the shore at the end of the long plank that's kind of between the shore and where the cog is in that cove.
So they don't have any sentries along the river before we get to the
Cove.
Before we get to the cove.
He says, I didn't see anyone, no.
Well, I still think we stop out and leg it in.
I agree. At night.
Really? Because that dark shit has worked out really well for us.
Well. Yeah, I can't help you out with that yet, unfortunately.
Has Gwillem seen anybody in the camp that isn't human?
I don't know. You guys all look the same to me.
Yeah, right. He said there was actually he says, one of the people that I saw in the camp, he goes, they had a heavy cloak on, but I could swear they had a tail.
Great.
Oh, fuck. We pissed that guy off already enough for him to track us down to this bullshit? Damn it, Bobby.
If it's that Dragonborn, we are totally whipping his ass.
Right up to the point where he's whipping ours.
I think I left my stove on. I need to.
By the way, I made an omelet out of your children.
So as you guys sail closer, they furl sail a bit so that they're kind of just keeping steady in the river with oar, trying to kind of keep it in the middle. And she says, "All right, it's like I said, early afternoon." She says, "Do we want to try to find a cove?" She goes, "I can see one, but it's on the south bank. If we wanted then to, go across the channel, we'd need to use the rowboat."
That sounds dangerous.
How far away from the how far away from the camp are we?
Well, I mean, there's only a quarter mile between the cove and the camp, and those are now about 5 miles.
So I say we get out on this side, they go put it in the cove, and we leg it in.
Okay. So you want to get out of the. So she goes, "Well, what do you want us to do?" She's like, "I mean, I can have the men watch the boat." She goes, "But I'm not. I'm not leaving my cousin's fate in your hands."
You don't trust me? Don't I look trustworthy?
She just gives you a flat stare.
You don't trust Cormac?
She says to you, Ren, "I never trust a pretty face." Zarukiba never trusts a pretty face.
So I smack Donnie in the shoulder and I go, "So she trusts you."
Oh!
I smack him back and thank him.
Ow.
Yeah. Oh.
Yep.
You're down half your hit points.
That's right.
Rajic, your ear perks up slightly as you hear that you might be getting out of this boat into a rowboat and then quickly onto shore.
Oh, I'm walking toward the rowboat. Let's go.
Yep, I grab my gear.
Okay. She says,
Tony?
then, yeah.
I want to do my detect people like in the radius to make sure there really aren't any more people than us. That Willem just didn't miss any guards in the 5 mile area.
Good idea.
Take another draw from the deck, Scotty.
Wow. You get something?
All right. Yep, you got it. Yep. So remember, I think everybody has used these at some point except for you, Scotty. But if you look in the journal, you will see what each card can do.
Yeah, it's got a special ability with it.
Yes.
Or I can use it to re-roll something. Is that right?
Yeah, you can always blow a card. You can always throw a card down to re-roll a roll you just made, or before you make the roll, you can drop it to do it with initiative or with advantage. Any die 20 roll.
Okay.
Yeah. So you take a moment and you attune yourself to your surroundings. Humanoids, you find there to be
400.
All right, getting back in the boat. Carries a 137 plus another 33 with a.
There are a total of about 25 humanoids within the area. All of them are human, except for one, and that one you've never encountered that before. It's unlike any humanoid you've ever felt or seen. You're confident based on what you don't know about it, that you've never encountered or seen whatever it is.
So does it seem like, and are they all sort of, as best I can tell, are they grouped together into one area?
Generally, yeah.
Okay.
They're in the direction of the camp and the and the boat in the cove.
Okay.
I'm sorry, and that's above and beyond what's on your ship, of course.
Yep. Yes, of course.
But not between us and the cove.
So, guys, there's probably about 20 people. I think they're all up by the cove, and there's one weird thing that's a humanoid.
I'm going to take a really quick break because I think that the shit's about to hit the fan. And get a drink, and then let's reconvene in about 5 minutes.
Sounds good.
All right.
Anybody home?
Yep.
Nope.
Here, I'm just muted.
Yo.
You guys got some catching up to do. My Monday night crew's already 4th level. I don't know what the hell's going on with you guys.
Maybe you should send us more bad guys to kill once in a while.
Careful what you ask for.
I'm trying to push you towards the bad guys, but you guys are all like, I don't know, maybe we should take our time. We should do some recon.
Not me. I'm ready to go. Too much talky talk. Let's run.
It's like Korgoth of Barbaria. I didn't know there would be this much talking.
Yeah.
Exactly. I've been asleep for the first, I don't know, how long we've been here? Hour?
My local comic shop and game store has the Dark Horse comics, Conan. I don't know what you call them. I mean, they're obviously graphic novels and they're full color, but they're like a particular series done by based off of the original Kurt Busiek stuff, and they're just great stories, well drawn, and I think there's like 15 or 16 volumes of these things.
Wow.
I've got most of them, but some of them are now out of print, so then I got to go get those on eBay. Just, I mean, it just, God, there's just good pulpy stuff in here. I'm like reading through. I'm like, oh, that's vicious. I'll be using that one. Generally, the only people in the Conan mags that don't suffer terrible, gruesome deaths are Conan and whatever chick he's got his eye on. That's pretty much it. Everybody else is going to die.
Yeah.
Everyone else is in a John Woo film.
Yeah, pretty much. Or a George R.R. Martin book.
Yeah.
Wasn't that the thing with the Game of Thrones? They didn't want, the author didn't want anybody to get close to your heroes. He's going to kill them all.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
Yeah, he did. I mean, even everybody's favorite.
That's really only the first 3 books, though.
The
later ones, people were coming back to life left and right.
Well, true. And then they also, like, if they do kill somebody, it's like somebody really not that important.
Like, really, they could have avoided.
Who came back to life in the book?
Lady Stark and John. Well, I guess it is only Lady Stark.
Yeah, and she didn't really come back to life.
Yeah,
yeah, you're right.
All this could have been. I mean, this whole nightmare could have been avoided if the Red Woman would have just shown up to King's Landing and brought back Robert Baratheon, and then the whole war averted. I mean, come on. Why didn't anybody think of this? I mean, it wouldn't have been a very good, reign, but.
So, as you all know, I just installed this recently supposedly uncloggable toilet. Bullshit.
Is that what took you a little extra time?
Your kung fu is strong. Oh, Grandmaster of Flowers.
And this is why our our Twitch stream is for adults only. Not for any other stuff. It's the potty humor. Oh, all right.
Literal potty humor.
Yep. So you guys, plus the captain, Zarkiba, all laden down in this rowboat. She's like standing in the prow, like like George Washington. You know, as you guys are as Radjic with the strength born of desperation to get off the water, rows you ferociously right across the channel. Thank you, Flash.
Does she look like her?
Yes.
Zarkiva? No.
Yeah. No? Oh, never mind.
She's like a gypsy warrior princess. So, as you guys get across to the other bank, is there anything in particular you're looking for, like on where you want to pull the boat up to?
Dry land.
Do we look like boat people?
Okay, if you leave it to her, she just points at an area, and you guys bring it up on kind of call it a beach. Basically, it's like a sandbar. Get out, pull the boat as far up as you can, and she recommends that you guys cut down brush to kind of cover the boat up to the best of the ability.
Well, we can do that.
We leave that to the ranger.
Yeah, I do rangery things.
No.
He ranges.
Not that tree.
That's a stinkberry tree. No, oh, too late. All right, so yeah, you get the boat all covered up. Make a survival check, Scotty.
I give him advantage. I have survival.
Survival's not my best thing, and
Oh no, actually I don't. I lied.
I
It's
do.
another one.
You do a pretty good job of hiding the boat. You think that you've camouflaged it well enough that what's your ranger buddy again? Not Renard.
Reginald.
Reginald. You think even Reginald wouldn't smack you across the back of the head for
Nice.
what you've done. So, all right. At that point, she says, "Well, we're here. Who wants to try to find us a trail?"
I can do that.
Okay. So you work your way along the river then, I assume, Scotty, with everybody in tow.
Probably even awareness, my natural explorer ability.
Oh, yeah. You don't have to roll for that.
Okay.
Okay. It's probably dusk when you peer out through some trees and you see on the far side of a cove a cog with its sails fully furled, anchor set, and it seems to be pulled up very, very closely to the far bank of the cove. On deck, you see two men, and you hear more voices beyond that.
Okay. So we got at least two on deck, and we try to figure out. We move around the side to try and see behind the boat.
What?
So we can see what we're dealing with.
So you want to carry the group closer to that side of the cove?
Well, we move around the cove,
Mm-hmm.
but we move back into the trees and move around the cove, not along the shoreline.
Okay.
I mean, Cormac could probably be best to leave along the shoreline or closer to the shoreline, so he could be stealthy and see.
Yeah. Cormac, you probably get closest. Make a stealth check.
Okay.
Put a rug there.
Okay. The group of you gets close enough that what?
Okay.
What was that?
A girl kiss Flash.
I don't believe it.
They said a girl kissed
It's just the one he
Flash.
pays for it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, believe me, I paid for it.
Well, I'll come back to the lovely picture that Flash drew. And so basically what you guys did is, I'll just kind of draw this out. You found, a little cove kind of like this. You put they put the boat into it. You rowed across over to here. And yes, Willem did say, those are the blackberry bushes. And then you found a trail and worked your way pretty much along the shoreline. That took you most of the afternoon. And then you worked your way around the outside edge of the cove to about here. Okay. And so you've worked your way around, Cormac. You could really see the boat now, or you have been able to view the boat from three sides. A ship, I should say, if that's right on the cusp of what would be a ship. You can see that there is a trail that goes into the trees for a ways, right there. And standing at the head of that trail is a man with a crossbow, loaded, and just kind of down, and he's just looking around, trying to be a guard. On the front of the boat near the bowsprit, you see another man with a crossbow, and then up on the aft castle, there's a third man with a crossbow.
So now would be a great time to redo that thing where you know where everybody's at. Mm-hmm. Now you would be able to differentiate who's over here and who's over there.
Yep. So I sneak back to our fellows and say, it looks like they're. Well, I'm gonna first do what Sean says. Do the people gathering.
Yeah, you guys. Well, I'll change color here for a moment. No, never mind. Okay. You guys are right about here. All right, and you do your little routine. Mm-hmm. There are six humans, all centered around the boat. 5 on the boat itself, and 1 right at that trailhead.
Okay.
So you've got, hang on here. You got 6 here, and then give me a moment.
That would put 13 over here and 1 out here on the dock, and
2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 19, and 7. 26 men at the camp. But of those 26 humanoids, 25 are human, and the last is that same strange presence that you can't quite place.
And the camp is a smiley face, right?
Yes.
Okay.
That's the smiley face.
Yes. It's the smiling bandits.
Yeah, that's actually what we're going to call it now, Camp Smiley Face.
And
So what did I say? 26?
yes.
There you go.
Damn.
Okay.
But we don't know that they're all, necessarily,
Yep.
How many crew were supposed to have been on the ship?
4 were tied to the mast.
Zarkiba says, what's his name again? I gave him a new name. I will give a card to anybody who can accurately tell me what the name of the ship was or the captain. I think I said it, but I don't remember, and I can't find it in my notes. Anyone? Okay. All right. Well, then he gets a new name. Her cousin Jardani Jerome. She goes. He had a crew of 12 last I knew.
Okay.
There was 1 dead body.
Floating.
We don't have to fight all 26 people there.
Yeah.
All right, so there's 1 guard at the trail, 5 on the ship. We can see 2 of them with crossbows.
Yes.
So makes sense to take all of these people out first.
Yep.
Take a trailhead guard out.
Mm-hmm.
Iona.
Yeah.
The guy on the aft castle.
Waves high.
He's got a big horn around his neck.
Okay, so he's the notifier.
He blows.
Right.
So, here's my question. The guys on the boat, can they see this guy that's down the trail a little bit at the trailhead?
Yeah. The two on the boat, they're the one who's in the bow. Well, both of the ones on the ship are kind of moving around it a bit. Generally, one person has him in visual range at any given point.
So we really need to take out the blower and the trailhead guy kind of at the same time, at least.
Makes sense.
Quarter mile's
So
a long ways for noise
to chase a
travel.
guy.
Yeah.
So Cormac and I have the bows. Flash is kind of in the middle with ranged. I don't know if you can reach the guy. Let's see. What's my...
The closest that you're able to get to the ship is probably...
Oops, not what I wanted.
I'd say probably 200 feet. If you get any closer than that, then the guy on the trail is probably going to spot you.
How far away is the guy on the trail?
So
from the boat.
Yeah, fairly close. I'd say 60, 70 feet.
I'll take it. So what we need to do is go back around and come in behind him so that we move the whole group up right behind him and we attack from there. The ranged guys shoot the guy with the bow, and the rest of the group shoots or kills the guy on the trailhead. What's Zeba got?
Zarkiba?
Zarkiba, yeah. Captain Naked.
Let's see. Let me take a look here.
I know she took a heavy crossbow.
She is more of a sword fighter. She did not take a crossbow with her. She has rapier and daggers.
Okay.
She also has a length of rope with her.
I think the two of us can kill the range guy.
That's for Cormac.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
She's holding it.
So the question is, can we get within 20 feet of the guy at the trailhead?
Oh yeah, easily. He's kind of standing out in the open, but there's cover behind him, probably 15 feet away.
Okay.
So you could cross the trail further back in, come in behind. Yeah, maybe, Rajic would spoil it, of course, but, somebody quiet could probably get in there.
I don't have armor. I'm not loud.
Do you have stealth?
Technically, no.
All right. Then you wait over here at this position while we sneak around.
Put me on the boat, Flash.
It's not a bad idea.
Actually, what's your short range, Cormac?
Cormac has no long range.
What's his short range?
I don't know.
His short range is his long range. It's we know it's the same as what Aranis had, so it's about 1,000 feet.
Oh. So okay.
He's a sharpshooter.
Here's a thought. Why don't you switch me with the guy at the trailhead? Actually, why don't you switch me with the guy on the boat with the horn?
That sounds like a good idea to me.
And then Ragically can quietly beat him to death in the jungle.
Yes.
In perfect time, I gotta go get my kid now.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. So, use me as a sniper. My dog bites people.
Right.
Look back, guys.
Cormac charges.
He falls in the water. Okay. So
that's my thought. Is you switch me with the horn guy and you beat the bejesus out of this guy in the woods before he figures out what happened. I'll shoot the other guy that's at the trailhead before he knows what's going on.
Pop the spell. What's the range?
Hold on.
120.
20 feet.
Okay, you could pull it off.
Rajak and I'll wait to skewer the guy when he makes the transition.
There's a whole bunch of you to skewer him when he comes through, because you got Zarkiba and oh Jesus, that's a bad day.
Okay, so the plan kicks off with with Iona, weapons drawn, ready to go, ready to touch him, and Jal and Rajik kind of hovering around where Iona is, expecting somebody else to appear there briefly, and then all hell breaks loose. Where are the group of you then in relation to the guy on the trailhead?
Well, I think we stay at the 120 feet because the trailhead guy is my first target.
You're going to take a shot at him from the
boat.
The aft of the boat. Well, I mean, you're going to have
right.
a great, nice open view. There would be no problem there.
And I'll be within 80 feet of him, so I'm at my short range. It'll be a surprise. So guess what? It's all critical.
Okay, you doing it, Flash?
I'm ready whenever they are.
Okay, so he's got to make
the nastiest fucking spell ever. This
right.
is just horrible.
Christmas saving throw. All right. Okay, give me a moment here.
So if it fails, I don't know do they know?
I think if you're making a saving throw, you know something just happened. Yes.
Yeah. So if it doesn't work, I'll let you know.
Prepared.
Yeah, be prepared.
Be prepared.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, he makes a charisma saving throw. And what's your DC?
13.
Okay. Iona, there's a moment of disorientation, and you find yourself on the ship.
Kill him!
You guys, yeah, you guys see Iona kind of blur, and then there's a guy standing there, and he just blinks, looking around. He's got a horn, kind of like on a leather thong around his neck, kind of hanging down over his chest. He's got a crossbow, and he just kind of like, I was like, what? And he looks around, and then his eyes grow wide.
Rajik, sick balls.
Right. Okay. All right. I'm going to just do a quick roll for Nit for the bandits. Okay. So that's what they get. You could drag your characters out to the the battle map that Flash so carefully created, and then do your initiative and all that if you like.
Where are our characters?
You got to find them under the newspaper.
Yeah, you go to the newspaper and you can just drag your character over and he'll pop out on the map.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, nice and easy.
So I'm over here.
Is Zarkiba. Oh, she's not that great.
Come on, Jal.
Okay, Zarkiba rolls an 8.
Now.
All right.
Stand by.
That's not what I wanted. Okay, and I'll go help out our friend. Does anybody have control of? Oh, I know you do, Flash. Can you help out the ranger and his dog, his doggy? Oh, nice. Who's in it? Was that yours?
That was Cormac's.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
I'll do his dog too.
He gets initiative, but there's no way he gets advantage on initiative, but there's no way he could do better than that anyway.
Yeah.
All right.
I can't pull the dog out.
Oh, you don't have control of the dog?
Nope.
Okay. Okay, hang on.
Is that what you tell your wife? You can't pull the dog out?
Yep. Pet the puppy.
All right. You should have control now.
Yep. All right.
All right. I think that's everybody. Okay. All right. Technically, we're gonna say everything kind of happened on Iona's in it, so we're just gonna start with him. Sorry. Okay. So, well, actually, let me go back. That was actually Ren's. That was Ren's initiative. Let me go back to Ren.
Cycle, cycle, cycle.
Okay. And Gwillem. Is there anything particular you wanted Gwillem to do?
I want him to actually be kind of over here, kind of like up the trailhead a little bit, circling above. And let me know if he sees anybody coming down that trail.
Okay. And by the way, just so we remember, this is dusk.
Right.
Okay.
He can see just fine.
Yep. All right. So that's what he's doing. And do you do any other kind of movement aside from boom?
Nah. Nope. That was
Okay.
my action.
Okay. What would Cormac want Smoke to do? Do you have him go charge up the ramp or attack the guy at the trailhead?
We're at the trailhead, right?
No, you're probably 60, 70 feet away from there.
Yeah, I'd say charge the trailhead guy, so he make sure he can't get away.
Okay. I think he only gets maybe 40 feet of movement, so Smoke gets all the way to the bandit at the trailhead, but he can't attack.
Got it.
All right, Tinker. This guy is just standing there blinking, and then his eyes grow really wide as as your weapon comes down at him.
I hope to hell I smoke him. Jesus. All right, I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark and then swing at him.
Okay. Oh, that is a hit.
10 plus a die 6. 16. That was a
Nice.
good lick.
You cut him down. You cleave right into the neck and straight. You shear right down through his armor. Leather parts and ringlets pop, blood spurts, and he just crumples.
Take his horn.
Okay. You've got a war horn now.
Woohoo!
Like Edda. Okay. Do you move?
Yeah, I'm going to move around to try and get
The guy at the
where I
trailhead?
can. Yep.
Okay. So you get 30 feet. He's right at 60, so you can then move. Unless he moves, you'll move, get to him, and then be able to attack. So,
Okay.
All right. Okay, Iona, you're on the deck of the boat.
I hide behind the aft castle wall, and I shoot the guy at the trailhead.
Okay. I got to make a couple of just random rolls here. Give me just a moment. D6.
Roll the D.
On use it straight here. Okay. And one more time. You slide right into the shadow, well, what little shadow there is at the edge of the aft castle wall. There's like some little crenellations there. The dude in the bow didn't even see you. He's not looking at you. Nobody was looking at you in that moment.
Okay, so I'm going to shoot this guy with one of my poisoned arrows.
You're going to shoot the guy on the bow or the one at the trailhead?
Trailhead with one of the poisoned arrows.
Okay.
Love you. Why was your best day? You know you really want hugs and cuddles.
Okay. Even with advantage, you missed. Unfortunately, the bow, the slap or the twang of the bow sounds. The arrow goes past and digs into the dirt, probably 10 feet behind him. He yelps, not loudly, but he yelps, and we move on. Okay, Edda, you're with your friends. They just cut down this guy with a crossbow that was standing, kind of completely oblivious where Iona was a moment ago.
I'm just going to take a shot at probably the closest person I can with my short bow.
Trailhead guy.
Yeah, the trailhead guy's about 60 feet. The guy on the bow is about 80 feet. Okay, that does hit. That hits the guy at the trailhead.
The lucky recipient.
Ooh, that's a real bruiser there.
Yeah, you hit him just right on the edge of the arm, and he yelps again. Do you move? Jal is already striding, kind of through the thin brush along the bank of the cove edge toward the bandit with the crossbow at the trailhead.
No, I just I'm gonna I'll probably follow up behind him then.
Okay, Zarkiba, she does a dash, gets all the way to the guy at the trailhead, and attacks. Hitting. And cuts him to ribbons.
We're sitting her in first.
He goes down.
I'm impressed. Cormac didn't know what he had a hold of.
Am I dead yet?
Nope. Oh, hey, you're back already. It's not even your turn. It's coming up, though.
Nice.
Okay. The guy on the deck. You know what? He's going to make a perception test because otherwise it's doomed. Let's see.
We're okay with doomed. We're okay with doomed.
He has no clue.
Perfect.
He walks over and looks across the far side of the cove. Yeah, he didn't even hear. He didn't hear the thrum of the bow. He didn't hear his buddy over at the trailhead yelp. He didn't hear the guy, die gorily, although quietly, out in the bush, 80 feet away. Didn't hear any of that shit. He's just
lost in the corridors of his own mind.
Yeah.
Noise canceling headphones work every time.
I wonder what flowers I could pick tomorrow.
None.
All right, Rajic, what do you do?
Well, seeing as there's nothing left for me to kill nearby.
Well, they're on the boat. That seems to be all that's left.
Which I can't get to.
Well, you heard, 60 feet to the trailhead. You could actually get... What's your movement? Is it still 30, or are you fast movement yet?
30.
Okay. You could get to the gangplank.
Oh, okay. I run to the gangplank.
Okay. All right.
I say hi.
Well, there's nobody visible yet, because where you are at the gangplank, you're looking up at the boat or up at the ship, and then the one guy that's left, he's on the far side of it.
Yep, he'll be dead here in a few minutes. And
Cormac, you see him just fine, and he makes just an so pretty target, quite stationary, not looking at anyone, not trying to dodge, not anything.
Dude on the boat?
Oh yeah, you have advantage against him.
Okay, I shoot him.
Okay. Standard shot, or are you gonna do the -5 +10 or any of that kind of stuff, or what are you gonna do? You have advantage.
I have advantage. See what kind of armor is he wearing?
Like leather.
Yeah, we'll do the -5 +10 thing.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
You hit. Roll damage.
I think you'll take that 24.
Yeah.
You just roll to attack again. Just click the longbow name.
Sorry.
Wheel. You're fine.
19.
So you do 19 points of damage.
Damn.
You put an arrow right through his neck. What he does is it just kind of, and he kind of just does this kind of little thing, and he kind of coughs blood out, and then you see he like tries to look down, but he can't quite. His hand goes to his throat, feels something there, and then he just kind of tips over the edge of the boat, and there's just kind of a sploosh in the water.
Nice.
This is going too well. Something's going to happen.
It's just comparison to last time.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Gwillem relays to you.
All 26
35
of them,
people.
All 26 of them are coming down the road.
Actually, here's what happens. Gwillem forces you into his head.
Okay.
And you look to the north, and you see what looks like a flock of maybe 200 ravens just lift off out of the trees.
From where, roughly?
To the north, like from the direction of the bandit camp.
Oh,
100?
so like
Ooh, that's not good.
up here, maybe, roughly?
Yeah, somewhere up in there.
Guys, I think something's coming this way, or somebody.
Okay, Ren. That was, yeah. I mean, do you want to do anything while you're in his head?
I'll have him move that direction.
Okay. He's like, you want me to move toward these things?
It's nighttime. You're in the fucking air, dude. You're a big ass owl.
Okay. All right. What do you want Smoke to do? Smoke ran right up to the guy at the trailhead, whose Arkiba just cut to ribbons. He's about 20 feet away from the gangplank. You could have Smoke run up onto the deck of the ship and probably he has a 40 movement, doesn't he?
I don't know, what is his movement.
You can click. You can hold down. Yeah, he could actually get direct all the way. Well, never mind. There's nobody on the deck, but you could get him on deck anyway.
He has 40 speed.
So the 5 people on the boat have been killed?
You killed the one in the bow, and the one that was on the aft castle was transposed with Iona. So you don't know anything. Yeah, you don't know anything about the 3 down in the hold.
Okay. Yeah, I send Smoke on deck to investigate.
Okay.
And I'll follow behind as fast as I can.
Okay. Alrighty. And then what do you do, Jal?
Okay, so
you were headed right for this one guy, and Zarkiba just like dashes right past you, and then just cuts him to pieces, before he can even react.
Nicely done.
She covers 60 feet of ground before she did it too.
Wow. Well, is Ren standing there next to me?
I don't know. Have you been moving with the group?
No,
Nope.
I've been staying back.
Oh yeah. He's actually, it's like staring up into the sky, and he's just got this blank expression on his face.
Yep.
Okay. Lost in the corridors of his mind again. Okay. I know that something is coming down the trail. Is there a place where I can take up a position to ambush the group that's coming down?
Well, I mean, there's definitely some brush on both sides of the trailhead. Like I said, maybe 15 feet behind where Zarkiba just downed that one guy. And you could try to hide in the bushes.
Okay. Yeah, I don't want to make myself a target right off. I will do my best to try and conceal myself in the bushes. Because these things are human. They can't see any more in the darkness than I can. And they're probably going to have torches. So that I will do that, and I will hold my action and ready.
Okay. Okay. Iona, what about you?
I head downstairs.
Okay. Now, on kind of what's happening on the boat now is, like I mentioned, the guy in the bow, he tipped over, made a splashing noise. Smoke came up onto the deck. He was not quiet about it. He is a very big dog.
Right.
He has not gone up onto the gangplank yet, but you see Ragic, just kind of loping up, axe in
does have stealth.
both hands. Yeah, but if unless you said you were using it, then
yeah,
I
didn't say that.
Which would be at half speed doing so.
Yeah.
So
now he runs up there.
Okay. All right. So you move over to the hatch.
Yep.
Okay. It's actually open, and it's gotten a little quiet down there.
Okay. I first hide myself and peek in.
Nice. Nobody sees you. Where did Iona go?
In reality, the problem you've got is you've got a dark hold and a porthole with evening light. Well, okay. You look at enough, but it's darker than the outside air. You really can't see anything, but you get close enough to it that you can hear whispers. There are people in there, and you think they've been alerted. That's about all you can really tell at the moment.
Just wait for me. I'll go in first.
And
do you want to go in?
Say?
One of them says, "I've got it." Are you going in?
Yeah, I drop in. I don't climb the ladder. I drop in.
Okay. All right. You hear the hard thrum of a crossbow bolt a moment too late as it slams into a support post over your head, and you hear a muffled curse, and then you hear what sounds like men drawing steel from scabbards.
That doesn't sound like the
crew
reception that you had planned.
Yeah, the crew.
That's right.
Okay. So you've really just moved and you've stealthed. Do you have cunning action?
Yeah.
Okay. You still have an action. What do you want to do?
Am I still stealthing?
You really, your eyes haven't adjusted. You are still, yeah, I'll say you're stealthing, sure. But you can't see anything. You can tell that no one is immediately near you.
Okay. Is this like the boat I was in before?
Yeah, quite a bit. The layout is very similar.
Okay, then I know where to hide. Then I slip off to the side so that I'm not where I was at.
Yeah, you get along the ribs.
Just drop down and wait with the dagger or with the short sword for the first sucker to come in range.
Okay, you ready?
Right
All
there.
right. All right, Edda, what do you do? Jal, I think Jal, you stepped into the bushes, right?
Yes.
Okay. Did you do a stealth roll?
Me?
Yeah.
I didn't know that I could.
It's a disadvantage, but sure.
Well, I'll try it. What the hell? That never hurts. All right, let me get back in here. There we go. And stealth. Well, there we go.
That's awesome. Okay.
Everybody can see him standing next to a tree.
He just kind of like tramples some bushes as he steps into them. He kind of looks around, realizes he can be seen, and then he just kind of crouches down a bit. But it's not convincing at all.
Holding the torch.
Can you guys see me?
Shh, I'm hidden. Don't bother me.
Right. Okay, so Edda, you were following him. What do you do?
Head slap. Whack.
Well, I laugh at how terribly he hides, and can I see anybody from the bush where he's at?
No. Like up the trail, you mean? Or on the boat? Neither. Except your friends.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I will just ready an arrow in case I see someone.
Okay, so you're standing at the trailhead, kind of just looking around,
In the bushes, though.
Oh, you want to be in the bushes. Do you want to hide?
Yeah, it's great in here. Come on in.
Yeah, I'll hide.
Do you? Okay, roll. Okay, you seem to do a bit of a better job. All right. Zarkiba,
good job. We're both hidden.
Zarkiba, she races up onto the deck of the ship, right past you, Radzik. She just does this kind of leap, and then she just plummets right down into the hold. You hear heavy boots smack down where you were just a moment ago, Iona, and she's like, "Aha!" And you hear steel clashing, and then a moment later, somebody screams as she dices them.
What a woman. Cormac, you didn't know what you had, buddy.
I did not.
Woo! Okay, they're going to attack her back. Oh, one of them gets really close to you, Iona. You are well hidden. You have advantage. That's easily enough. So, yeah. Damage plus the sneak. He's trying to maneuver around Zarkiba. He literally puts his back right up into this little area that you slipped into. And so it's like, unless I hit a box, there's no way to miss him. So you grab your dagger with both hands, plunge it in, and then just kind of drop. And he gurgles loudly as he collapses. Okay, Radzik.
I slowly walk my way up the ramp and down into the hold, if I can get that far.
Yeah, absolutely. You just drop into the hold?
Yep.
Okay. There are, as you are staring over the porthole, or over the porthole, or whatever, you see Zarkiba dancing around with like two guys, and even as you watch, she kills one. But she also moves so that you can drop down in there.
So there's one left.
There's one left.
Yeah, you get to swing an axe finally.
Okay. That'll hit him. Yeah, I was going to say, I think you probably want to roll that again.
Damn.
Yep. Not raging. Yet.
You feel the satisfying crunch several times as you just drag this thing completely through him, and you bisect the dude.
And then I quietly turn around and walk back out.
You start climbing up again?
Yep.
My work here is done.
Yeah, you knew there were only three, and I mean, you can see better than anybody else. You immediately assess that 3 people are down.
Yep, I just drop in, kill him, turn around, walk out.
All right. Okay. So, for the moment, combat is over.
I asked Willem, what's coming down the trail? Or did you see what's up there?
He replies back and says, Did you return to your own senses?
No, actually, I'll stick with him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so he's kind of riding shotgun to you now. These ravens don't seem purposeful. It seems more as though they've been spooked.
Right. Yeah. What I'm trying to see what it was that spooked them.
You don't see anything else. You just see all these ravens that kind of break the tree cover, kind of scattering away. You can make a perception test. I think you get it with advantage since you're using his senses.
Sure. Perception.
Okay.
So I guess a 14.
All right. You see fire, a large fire, moving slowly, maybe, along the forest floor, maybe on the trail, and it seems like it's creating like smallish fires in its wake, but it's moving slowly toward the cove.
Is it? Like a fire elemental?
Do you know what one would look like?
Sure.
Well, make an Arcana check. I lost you.
Oh, I
Can't
do
hear you,
have.
Flash.
I do have Arcana.
Yeah, make an Arcana check the next round. Yes. Yes, it's a large fire elemental.
Shit. Okay. Yeah, I disengage from Gwillem and say, "Hey, come back." I'm gonna go tell the rest of the crew here. On the ship.
So what do you guys want to do? You want to cluster around the trailhead? You want to go up on the boat? I mean, what do you want to do?
Wooden boat, fire elemental, not good.
Yeah.
That's no fun.
There is that.
We want to make our way up towards the camp.
That would be in the direction of the fire elemental.
Perfect. We ambush the fire elemental.
Come in here and hide with me.
I say we get out on the beach.
Or stand in the water.
Yeah, that's no. Holy balls!
God, he's huge.
He's freaking huge, man.
Oh,
Yeah, I got
him.
I got shit for dealing with a fire elemental.
I got it.
How big a creature can you transport?
You see this thing
Nope.
about as far up the trail as you can see. I mean, at first you see that it just looks like the glow of fire in the forest at night and moving, and as it gets closer, it seems to be picking up speed.
How far away is he?
Probably 150 feet down the trail.
Charge.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Flash.
That's glorious battle.
How big a creature can you transport?
Small or medium?
And I take it he doesn't qualify.
Nope. Not even large.
He is large. He is big. He's very big.
I'm like, I'll swim out into the river. You just keep us.
Great idea. Unfortunately, it won't work.
You just hold your hand above water. Everything else is below water. God, dorks.
That'd have been
All right.
awesome.
That would be a good plan.
Yeah.
I know Sean. I knew exactly. That's exactly why he was asking. When he asked, how big is this thing? How big can you do? I was like,
Right.
I knew what you do.
Yep.
Shoot. Okay. All right, so Jal, you see this thing coming, and then you hear heavy tread as Rajic comes trotting, and as he passes you by, he kind of gives you a look, and then he starts running, going right at the thing.
Maybe he's immune to fire, I say.
He is in range, Cormac.
Huh.
Yeah. So all right. So am I in the on the ship?
I don't know. Are you on the ship?
Yeah. I followed Smoke up onto the ship.
And that's where you are.
Okay.
Yeah, you're up on the cog.
If the fire alarm is within range, I'm going to start shooting at him.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. From your vantage point a little higher up, you can't see like down the path of the trailhead, but you can see bits and pieces through the trees, and that's all you need.
The bright fiery object over there.
That's
I'm going to stay on the. My plan is to stay on the ship and shoot at him. And if he jumps on the ship, he's going to set it on fire. I'm going to jump in the water.
Not a bad plan.
I like mine better.
I like yours better too, as long as you're doing it.
All right, so you take a crack at it. Okay. Well, here's the thing, Cormac. It's so big. It's difficult to miss, and you hit the thing.
And I do very little.
Yeah. What did you do? Roll a 1? Yeah, I guess you did, didn't you? Yeah, you did. All right. So, all right. Here's what you notice, though. You fire at this thing. I mean, you've got like hawk-like vision, and you see that the arrow actually seems to catch fire before it slows, goes into him, and then just bursts into flame.
So do I think it actually did any damage at all?
Difficult to tell, but didn't seem to slow it down in the slightest.
I need magical arrows or magic bow or something.
Okay, so that's what you do. All right, let's go back to let's get the init going here again. Here, hang on. We're starting over again, so let me clear the turn order, and let's go ahead and start over.
Well, yeah, I did that wrong, didn't I?
Oh, I have a 22, Tony. I don't know why mine did it 3 times.
Just update to the. Okay, you got the 22 updated. Perfect. All right. Hang on a second.
I shall be raging as I'm running down the.
Oh, nice.
Glorious battle.
All right, are we missing anybody? I don't see Smoke on there. I don't know if you want to do that.
How do I roll for Smoke, or do I just do it on the sheet?
The easiest way to do it is put your click on Smoke, the token on the deal, and then if you look up in the upper left, you'll see that there is a init button.
Oh, there we are.
Yeah, there's like these macros up there. Boom.
Oh, got
it added it directly to the deal, and it gave him an 18.
Okay.
You can do that for you too, but I don't recommend it because when you roll initiative, you actually get 2 rolls, and it kind of bakes it all into one.
Okay.
So don't do that. You want to actually roll it from your character sheet.
Okay.
Okay. So assume everybody got theirs sorted out. Okay. Hey, what do you know? I like that.
Hey, tie goes to the player. Fiendish fiend.
Hey, I'm just doing it the way that it rolled, man. That's all I'm doing.
I didn't get in the turn order, Tony.
Oh, what's the fiendish fiend's dexterity?
Cormac is not on the. You're right. Oh, you must not have clicked your guy here. Let's do that. Here, hang on a second.
Okay, hold on.
Just here's what you'll do.
Damn.
I need to click him, then do it.
Yeah. Click him, then do it. Do it on your. Yep.
There we go.
Oh
well.
Yeah, you got it. All right. What was your first roll?
So, but it's all right.
You rolled a 21, didn't you? Well, that's fine.
Yeah.
We'll adjust it back to your original roll. All right. Let me resort here. Give me just a second.
It didn't change it a bit.
Yeah, I did. I got it.
Ah.
Oh, wait. That's interesting. It resorted with Ren at the top. All right, that's fine. We'll go with it. So,
I like this better.
all right, Ren, what do you want to do?
I stare wide-eyed.
Now, technically, you're not near it. Okay.
Right.
The closest person to it here. Let's kind of. I mean, relatively speaking, let's kind of fix this. So let's put you back over here. You've got him kind of up closer. Put you kind of down a little ways away. Where is the River Rose? You're probably over here. Iona, you are back a bit. You're kind of back here. Cormac is way up on the boat. Smoke is next to him. And yeah, Rin, you're like there.
Yeah, I literally have nothing I can do to this guy with my current spell list. Burning Hands. I'm pretty certain sleep is not going to work on an elemental. I mean, I'd be surprised.
Woo, that's so funny.
Scorching Ray, probably not. Wait, is Scorching Ray radiant damage? If it is, hold on, 1 sec.
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot somebody.
Uh-oh. That's not good.
No, it's
Zakiba.
Fire.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, yes.
I forgot Zarakiba.
Oh, yeah.
She would be right back where you guys are. I'm gonna put her right behind you.
I'm gonna. Jeez. Yeah, I literally got nothing. I'm going to hold my action until Iona goes there.
Okay. Wait. Okay, that's fine. Whatever. All right. What do you do, Etta? There's a fire elemental, really flying down the trail.
I cast banishment.
Sure, you do.
And you're
I
banished.
don't know. Yeah, and I banish myself to get the fuck out of there.
That's a spell you could cast. Sure.
I'm gonna shoot an arrow at it.
All right.
It's in my hand and stuff. Oh, I bet that hits.
Yeah, it sure does.
Hey, that's not terrible damage either. Yeah, take that, you ball of fire.
Okay. Same thing you notice too is that you fire your bow, arrows streak towards it. It kind of looks like the arrow seems to kind of catch fire in just like that split second before it hits. The arrow seems to kind of slow and then just erupts into fire and is gone.
Okay. So
All right.
you don't think it did? It doesn't seem like it did any damage to it, or?
Yeah, you're not really certain.
Okay.
What if we try to lure it up on the gangplank and
Push it off?
Yeah, basically.
I can do a thunder wave on it.
Yeah. Maybe we can try to force it into the water.
I'll
How
grapple it.
about not baited up next to the boat? How about baited out next to the river? Because they obviously know we're here already for some reason.
Can I Wonder Twins with Jawl and then turn into a bucket of water?
I think it should be. I think you should allow it.
All right. Okay.
What is that little thing?
Let's see. Cast 3 beams.
That thing?
Yep.
Looks like a bat.
It does. And something hits Gwillem so hard he doesn't even have a chance to say something in your head before he just like what you can kind of see him overhead. Rin, he just explodes in a ball of feathers.
Oh
Feathers.
shit! Here we go again.
He is gone.
God damn it! He's gonna be pissed again.
Okay, but then.
Good job to draw. Way to draw fire there, Gwillem.
Did you say you have not raged yet, Ragic?
Nope. I said I did as I was running down the...
Yeah,
you did. That's right. You did. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's probably good, too. Which armor class?
14.
Okay. You get hit twice after you kind of shrug them off to the best of your ability. You take 3 from the first hit and 4 from the first hit. The real problem is that each time it hits you with such force that it drives you back 10 feet. So you end up losing 20 feet of ground as you dig up furrows in the dirt, being pushed backwards.
Damn.
Wow.
Off the trail, in fact. You get
That
poison
sucks.
ivy.
Okay.
All right, and it does like it rattles the branches and trees, and it's coming from this thing here. Okay, and we are back to Cormac. Your turn.
Do I see this little thingy thing here?
You do.
All right, I'm going to try shooting that since I don't know if arrows work against the giant ball of fire. So we'll try that.
Okay. You miss. All right, Tinker. What do you do? Oh, by the way, that pushes him back to like really just kind of right there. And there's probably, I don't know, 60, 70 feet of space between you and the fire elemental.
How about to this thing?
That's up in the air, kind of above the tree. You really don't have a good vantage point on that. Cormac does, but you really don't.
Okay. Well, he's not, and it's 60 feet to the big guy.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm going to move 30 feet towards him.
Yeah. Okay.
I am going to cast. Let's see. Actually, it's.
How long does that hunter's mark last?
A minute, I think. Let me look.
You still got a little of that left. I think you're right.
Okay. I want to channel divinity.
Okay.
And use a vow of enmity against the elemental.
Okay. Remind me what that does, or pop it out so we can kind of see it.
Utter a vow of enmity against a creature you can see. Oh, he's not within 10 feet yet. I have to wait. Sorry.
Okay, so you're gonna ready your action until he gets close to do that.
Yeah, it's a bonus action, so I can do it when he gets close enough to me, right?
Yeah. It'll just readying your action will use up your reaction, but it doesn't use up your bonus, so you can still do that.
Okay, and I will ready my action to engage the elemental.
Okay, well that puts him right here. So he comes blazing up to you, and you get to do your stuff.
Okay, channel divinity. Okay, that gives me advantage on attack rolls. So let's whack him.
Do you want to move your hunter's mark over to him?
Yes, absolutely.
You probably got like 3 rounds left on that.
Okay, I'll take it. And let's see. Alrighty, first swing.
Nice.
All right.
Okay, I also want to.
Do you get more than one swing?
Nope.
Okay. All right.
Nope. But I'm going to use Divine Smite. When you hit a creature with a melee attack, you can expend one spell slot to deal radiant damage to the target.
Okay.
2 die 8.
Okay. So you're gonna. Okay. So go ahead. Roll the damage. You're gonna get the crit, obviously.
14.
Okay. Yep. 14. Roll the dice 6 for the hunter's mark.
17.
Right. So 17, and now roll your 2 die 8.
At the 8. 2.
Isn't it all critical?
11.
I believe it's just the damage. It's the damage die. Well, but you know what? It does affect damage.
When I do mine, it's all critical. Anything I do to him is critical.
You're right. Roll another 6 and roll another 2 die 8.
Alrighty. Oh, let's see. Do the 2d8. 12 and a d6. 5. Woo! Good lick.
17, 28, 45.
Wow.
Damn.
I got to say, my favorite character of all time, Otar, I think only did like 50 something, at the height of his career. So that's pretty badass right there.
I shot my wad, guys.
That's it. You shout out a scornful challenge against this thing, and it roars in answer. And you guys see as he draws his sword and raises it, like radiant light, just kind of like intensely sort of sheathes the blade. And when you hit him with it, it discharges powerfully into this thing, and there's just like a blinding flash, and this thing screams in horrific agony.
I like it.
All right. Well, Smoke is up.
Smoke is going to stay here with me.
Yeah, he doesn't seem too keen on. He doesn't quite have his tail between his legs, but you can see his ears are laid back and his teeth are kind of like. But he doesn't really want to go up there.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Iona. What do you want to do?
So I disappear and I move towards this thing.
Give me a second here. All right. So from where you are, okay, so it's up in the air, all right? It's above the tree, it's above the treetops, kind of flying, okay? And it looks vaguely like a small bat-like creature. You could try to take a shot at it through the trees. Unfortunately, with the cover and stuff, it would be a disadvantage.
Okay. I move towards it, my 15 feet.
Okay.
To get closer.
That'll just put you right in front of Sakiba.
Okay. So then what I do is hold my action until it becomes clear.
Okay, so you're going to ready until you get a line.
If it moves into a spot where it comes into the open, then I take my shot.
Okay. All right. Okay. Rajik, you're up.
Finish him off, bare shoulders.
Alrighty.
You charge up the 15 or 20 feet or so to get to him. Let's see. That's enough to hit him. Oh, you can do better. Oh my God, are you serious?
Stupid roll 20.
Yeah, every once in a while you get kind of a shit roll. Okay, well you do some damage to him though. Okay, you rip into him and a little bit of fire kind of goes, and sparks kind of like, or embers seem to kind of fly off of him and then die.
And I scream back at him.
All right.
I want to go.
Yep, you're up.
I'm gonna try to Sleep this bat thingy. I have no fucking clue what it is, but I'm gonna give it a whirl.
Okay. Well, you've got dark vision, and you can see enough of it to get off a spell like that. I mean, if you had to try to target it, it would probably not work so well.
This one, yeah, this one I don't have to target.
Okay. It's gonna be about 60 feet away, roughly.
I have a 90-foot range with sleep.
Okay. Well, yeah, it's unquestionably within range then.
Okay. So yeah, we'll give it a try. I have no idea what it is exactly, but maybe it'll work.
Okay.
Oops, I didn't get a roll there. I was hoping it would ask me. Hold on. Roll.
Drum roll.
Yeah. 8.
And there's no saving throw?
Correct.
All right. It crashes down into the trees.
Oh.
Now, if it takes damage, it's going to wake back up. But it'll be on the ground.
Yeah. Well, it's about, let's see, 30 feet up in the air. Probably 40. Probably 40. Awesome. So let's just do a quick 4d6 roll.
I can't believe that worked.
Yeah.
It takes 20 points of damage.
Woohoo, baby!
I don't know what the hell
it is then at some point out of the treetops, right?
Yeah. It's on the ground.
Yeah.
I assassinate it.
All right, we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
It can't be too much alive because if 23 hit points took it down,
Yeah.
20 points on the ground, it can't be doing
Well,
that.
right. If your point is well taken.
Yeah.
If you, I mean, it's got to be right in that range. It probably falls somewhere in that area there, which I know that none of this is like, to perspective. I mean, the co is there, but I needed the space. The moment that happens, everybody can hear in the distance, like back toward the camp, a scream, a woman's scream of rage, just absolute rage. And it just goes on, and she's just like ranting.
Awesome. I hope that's her fucking familiar.
Well, that would be sweet.
That's just desserts right there.
Okay, Edda, you're up.
Is that fire elemental dead yet?
No.
How closer is the bat and the fire elemental?
Somebody probably shouted about the bat thing, and it's, when you look back, it's down and gone from what you can see.
Okay.
It's definitely, I mean, when you consider light source, the fire elemental creates a light source and in an otherwise darkened area, and it's casting shadows to the trees. You really can't hardly see anything else.
Okay, well, how much noise have we made so far? A lot? A little?
I mean, the scream from the camp is definitely far more noticeable than anything that's happened here.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Shadow right there.
Okay.
That is the worst fucking damage. Are you fucking kidding me?
Wow, a 4, a 1, and a 1.
Whatever, dude. I hate Roll20.
Yeah.
Works fine for me.
Yeah, I'm sure it does.
Okay. Okay. All right. You see the fire seems to ripple a bit. Okay. And do you move, or do you kind of stay put? Let the two warriors kind of take the brunt? Joe?
Sorry, go ahead.
Stay back.
Hells yeah.
Okay. All right. Mr. Fire Elemental decides to just reach out and touch both of you. Ah, okay. All right. First thing it's going to do is try to attack Tinker. Looks like it misses.
Yay.
What's your armor class?
19.
Misses.
Nice.
Okay. Ragic. Also misses.
Yeah.
Wow,
Okay.
that's shocking.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I know. Well, I got Joe's luck there for the moment, I guess. All right.
Keep it. Keep it.
Okay.
Keep that luck.
Cormac, you're up.
By the way, I just want to call out, this map looks awesome.
That's great handiwork, Flash.
Thank you.
Cormac.
This is what my plan is now. Does the fire elemental, can we see does it look weaker than it did before?
It definitely doesn't look quite as bright. It really dimmed dramatically when Jal hit it with his radiant sword. Although the radiance of his sword diminished immediately as well.
I'm going to count on them to finish that guy off. So I'm going to use my sort of rangering natural, what is it called? Natural explorer abilities, and go into the forest. And I can, if I'm by myself and with smoke, I can move stealthily at normal speed and start making way up to the camp through the forest.
Okay, so you leave your friends behind and head that direction.
Mm-hmm.
The two of you. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Does he? Can he do the same thing as you? Can he move also at that speed?
I don't know. I assume, but I don't know that for a fact. Let me see if I can.
I don't think so.
I think you do at some level, but I don't know if it's immediate. That's what I was curious. Okay, well, so we're kind of taking you out of the picture for the moment. You and Smoke both.
Mm-hmm.
And I get it. All right, Tinker, you're up.
I'm gonna hope on him again.
When you're using your natural explorer features, you and your animal companion can both move stealthily at a normal pace.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Very well.
That's
Okay.
awesome.
Well, you're gonna get there quick then. All right. Okay. So yeah, you're up, Tinker.
Alrighty. I'm going to try and hit him with the sword again. 24.
Wait a minute. How did? Oh. Well, okay, never mind. The fire elemental already went when he should not have yet. I was looking at the wrong thing, but that's fine. Okay.
17.
You hit for sure. 17 points of damage. All right. It doesn't do as much as that initial, rallying attack did, but it definitely still seems to do quite a bit to it. You notice. I mean, you can't help but notice that the edge seems to really cut through the fabric of this thing in a way that Bare Shoulder's axe just doesn't seem to be able to. His axe, when it goes through, I mean, it's got a dull red glow to the blade now. His axe does. Awesome. Yours just completely, it's cool to the touch.
We need a magic battle axe. That's what we need.
Yes, we do.
Okay. So I'm going to skip past the fire elemental because he technically already went, but you attack him, you do some more damage. He's looking pretty ragged though. Smoke's moving on. Okay, Iona, you continue to move forward toward the where you believe the bat creature went down.
Yeah, I see it went down. I'm skipping the stealth part and moving up 30.
Okay. Well, actually, if you want, you could probably use your cunning action to dash straight up to it.
Okay, so I dash straight up to it and I coup de grace that bitch on the ground.
Okay, you don't even wait to see if it's still moving.
Nope.
It's okay. It's creepy looking as hell. All right. It looks like a bat, but only from a distance. When you get closer, you see that it's vaguely bipedal, almost like a miniature man with these bat-like wings. And you don't even pause. You just drive your short sword straight into it, and it doesn't move. It doesn't even budge. All right, Bare Shoulders, you're up again. That'll be a hit. Nice.
That's better.
Yeah.
17. All right. Okay. Your blade heats up just a little bit more. All right, Ren.
Just retempering it.
Right. Okay, Ren, you're up.
Shit. I got literally nothing. Yeah.
You've already done your bit for King and Country.
I'm really limited in what I can do. I can't even firebolt it. That'd be a waste of...
Throw a rock.
Oh, by the way, that screaming hasn't stopped.
Awesome.
And there's like cursing in a language that I don't know. I doubt any of you understand. Interspersed with some of the common tongue. I'll kill him! I'll murder him! She screams.
That was draconic. I understand it.
No.
Come get some.
Yeah, I got nothing. Honestly, I really can't do anything.
Okay.
So, I don't even have a ranged weapon. So, yeah. Well, my ranged weapon's useless against this guy, so...
Okay, so nothing. All right.
Yeah.
All right, Edda, what do you do?
Just search the bodies.
I
gives you
bite
something
my
useful.
thumb at the elemental.
He stops for a moment. Do you bite your thumb at me, sir?
I do bite my thumb at you, sir. Anybody need any healing?
Not yet.
Okay. Oh, I have like no spells. I'm gonna go ahead and spend one of my bardic inspirations as my bonus action, and give that to Jal.
What do you say that's so inspiring?
Go get him, Tiger. and then I'm gonna shoot another short bow round into him.
Okay.
It's a lion, actually.
All right. That misses. All right, Cormac. Whoops. Come back here. Tinker.
I'm going to continue to wail upon him. And let's see here. There he is. 24.
Oh, nice.
You've been rolling in the 20s all night.
Yeah.
I know it.
Yeah, you sure have.
It's my night.
Yeah, it is.
11. 16.
All right.
Nice.
Next round is your last round of Hunter's Mark.
Okay.
Minus 16. All right. It looks much diminished. I mean, it almost seems like a guttering flame now. It's like it looks as though it's having difficulty kind of holding itself together. It does attack each of you twice, though, again.
Okay.
First you, Tinker. That looks like a hit. All right. You take...
It's not.
What?
It's an 8. He rolled an 8. That's what I'll do this round.
I'm sorry. I didn't understand. So 8 on the dice roll?
Yep.
8 plus 6 would be 14. That's a miss. Okay. He missed.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Who said you can't do
All right.
anything?
So you're like, John, look out! He's going to attack there, and you dodge.
Yep.
All right, and all right, then it tries to attack. Okay, then it's going to attack Rajic. What's your armor class, Rajic?
14.
All right, he hits.
Oh shit! Sorry, Rajic. I can only do it once a round.
It's all right.
And you take 8 points of damage,
You already
and you are now on fire.
minused it, I take it.
Oh, yeah. If you can, that's right. You're bear, right? So you have it all. Okay, you take 4 points of damage.
Okay.
You are now on fire.
Okay.
Hang on a second.
Which really pisses him off.
Well, yeah. I mean, this is really a leaf, but we'll pretend that's you on fire. Right. Okay. Smoke. We're just going to keep with you. All right, Iona, you're up.
I stabbed this little body, and I flick it at the fire elemental.
All right, sure. You just pull your shorts out of the dirt and it's still stuck on it. And you just kind of like flick it. It burns up as it smacks into the side of this thing.
That was great.
All right.
And so, having seen what Cormac is doing, I then move 15 up this way, and I stealth. Not greatly, but
okay. All right, Rajic, you're up again.
Whip him. Bang.
You hit
12.
for 12 points of damage. Unfortunately, you take 5 points of fire damage.
And we half that, right?
Nope, that's halved. You're going to take 5 every round.
All right, now it's starting to hurt.
Yep. All right.
stop, drop, and roll.
Okay. It's definitely dim and guttering, but not done yet. All right, Rin. What do you do?
Don't you have
Cormac up ahead?
You have the start fire.
Just wanted you to know, Cormac, up ahead of you, you can hear what sounds like commands being barked.
Okay.
And the sound of the woman screaming and cursing has now like devolved into maniacal laughter.
Oh, awesome.
That's probably not so good.
She sounds
But I can't.
stable.
Can I see anybody yet?
Say again?
Can I see anybody yet? I just hear things still.
Quarter mile. How many feet's a quarter mile? About 1,200. You've probably answered. Okay, I tell you what. Right at the farthest edge of your range, like about 1,000 feet out, you can see a guy on the wall. It looks like he's got a crossbow. You can barely see him, but there is just a little bit of firelight kind of down inside the camp on the walls that kind of, makes
Silhouettes him.
Yeah, silhouettes him. And so you've got a sight on someone.
Oh, I feel pretty safe taking that shot.
Okay.
He can't return fire.
You'll have advantage because you are well hidden from him.
And I'm badass.
So are you going to do a standard shot, or are you going to...
We'll do like we'll try the -5 +10 thing on this guy.
Sure.
Do like a sniper on him.
Oh God!
Woo!
Damage?
17.
He's so far away. You take a shot, and you wait, and you're like, it's so dark. I don't know if I've hit him. You're like, is anything going to happen? And then he just kind of slowly topples.
I see something.
25.
Okay, well that'll be your action on your turn. I kind of skipped past a bit there. So Rin, did you do anything?
Flash.
Yeah, I'll.
What do you have? What are your cantrips?
Firebolt, minor illusion, and prestidigitation.
So put the fire out on the barbarian.
Oh, I could. Would it be equivalent of a small campfire on the
I'm
barbarian?
sorry?
Would it be equivalent of a small campfire on the barbarian?
Well, even if it wasn't, I mean, you're within range. You could come running up to him and just kind of pat him out.
No,
like
I
as
can
help.
actually use the prestidigitation to put out a small fire. So I just use
Yeah,
that.
I'd say that's fine. Yeah.
Why would he pat him out when he can do magic?
I snap my fingers.
Who says you don't have any skills that can be abused?
I snap my fingers at Rajic and he's
Okay.
out. He goes out.
Yeah. You're now only like smoldering and smoking.
Actually, I clap for him.
All right, fine. Okay, Edo, what do you do?
Oh man. I'm going to. Did you use your inspiration, Joel?
No, what is it?
He's up next.
Oh, you use it's 1d6 is what you get. I'm gonna expend
He hasn't needed it so far.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it to Rajik is also gonna get one.
Sweet. That's on the hit, right?
Well, I mean, what are you gonna say to inspire, that ugly half orc?
You're a real savage barbarian. That's about as good as I can come up with right now. And then I'm gonna, I guess I'll shoot another belt, or I guess I'll shoot another arrow at him. It's about the only thing I can do. Hey, that one will hit.
Okay.
Ooh, there we go.
Okay. Okay, it roars in frustration. All right. Okay, your action was kind of taken, Cormac, by murdering the dude on the wall.
Cool. That always works.
And Tinker, you're up.
Alrighty, swing at him.
This thing is very dim and just like you almost can kind of see like what looks like a humanoid sort of form underneath of what was once a wreath of fire, and now it's like you can almost just see like this kind of smoldering ember of what looks like a large man inside of it.
It's a 22.
That's a hit. How long does the vow of enmity last?
1 minute.
Oh, geez. Okay. No concentration required, I assume.
Nope.
Okay. And
there's my die 6, and then for the die for my companion's ability on me. So
that only goes on the attack.
Yeah, that only works on the attack. Yeah, but you do 15 though, and that's enough for it to fall to the ground and basically just kind of fizzle out into nothingness.
I piss on it.
All right. Okay, so the battle is momentarily over.
Is there anything left from the elemental?
Not really. There's like burning bits of bracken from the forest floor that kind of caught fire and now are just kind of without the source of that intense heat, the fuel just is not dry enough to kind of sustain. But there doesn't appear to be anything else left.
I'm gonna run onto the ship, and there were some guys that were down in the hold that had crossbows. You said?
Uh-huh. Well, yeah.
I'm going to retrieve one of the crossbows and some bolts.
I join Rajak and piss on this thing.
All right.
I write my name on him.
Okay, Cormac,
how do you spell Rajak?
Cormac, do you continue working your way towards the camp?
Nah, I'm gonna go back to the guys. It looks like the fire thing's dead. Is there? Well, can I see the gate to the fort?
Well, yeah. Well, you think so. There's, from your vantage point along the river in the woods, there appears to be an old road, but it doesn't. It's not well maintained. Like you don't think anyone's used it in a while, and now all that really has trafficked it has been like game. That's about it. And that leads up to what looks like a gate, but you suspect that it hasn't been used as a gate in some time.
Okay.
Like around the base of it, there's a lot of undergrowth that's kind of, I mean, it wouldn't be there if that door was opening.
I'm gonna go back to the team to see if we want to make a plan of attack.
Okay.
And if it doesn't look like that the fort's going to be attacking us immediately.
Yep. I think we're actually going to probably stop here. It's 9:00, and the next piece is probably going to be a fairly big deal. So.
All right.
Okay.
The last thing that you hear as we close out this chapter is wild, maniacal laughter rolling down from the camp.
Nice. All right. Good night, guys.
Okay.
So are we going to short rest here? Is that when we can roll hit dice?
That's like if you spend a full hour resting.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to get that time.
All right.
How many points are you down?
I have 19 out of 35.
Holy shit.
I took a few.
All right. Well, you guys think about it. We'll pick up next time, and we'll just say, Flash Rin picks up a light crossbow and 20 quarrels easily enough.
Okay, cool.
All right. We'll see you next Tuesday, guys.
Bye-bye.
All righty.
I'm glad we're back at it.
Yep.
Amen.
Hey.